lives now, starting to get into it, enjoying them. Had an idea about something that I could talk about today. Um, as people come on, I'm sure they'll be interested or not interested. But today I want to talk about the age of disclosure discussion, the phenomena that is the possibility that extraterrestrials are already on this planet, exist in the universe, etc., etc. Now, before we get into all that, I hope that you're all well today. Again, this is a discussion with myself, Craig, and it is about life, whether or not people believe that we're the only ones in the universe or not, is something that I enjoy talking about with friends and family and other people out there. And I figure, let's talk out there in YouTube land. Let's have discussions about it. So we'll see how many people are out there and come on today and want to engage around this discussion. So I'll probably repeat myself a few times as people come and go from the live. But welcome to you all. And these live videos get updated later and uploaded later, so you can run through and listen to what I've been talking about. The age of disclosure. Okay, so firstly and foremostly, this is a new movie that's been created by a very high-level movie director in America, and it is basically, he has gone deep into Congress, the White House, the government, intelligence officials, people that, if anyone is going to know whether the phenomena and extraterrestrials and alien craft and all that are real, welcome. You've got Craig here, and today my discussion is really, it's about talking about, is there more than just the human life out there? Are we, do extraterrestrials exist? There is a documentary movie that has just been released called Age of Disclosure. I encourage everyone to check out this movie called Age of Disclosure. It is basically talking to, I think in total in this movie, and I'm yet to see it myself, but there are 34 high-level intelligence government officials that has been interviewed and discussed about things they know. And basically this movie, again called Age of Disclosure, that's what I'm talking about today. Is there possible, hey Jesse, how we going? Is there other life out there? Well, this movie, from what I've been hearing, is going to blow the lid off things. They're also talking about how, is President Trump going to come out and admit all these things that the American government have known for a long time? Are they going to come clean and talk to us all? Yeah, Jesse, no, I'm an Australian too, so welcome along. Today I thought I'd have a bit of a discussion around the extraterrestrial conversations. Jacob, how we going? Welcome. But basically, a lot of people have trouble talking about because they all think we're bloody nuts to even have that conversation. But there's so much evidence out there now. There's so much, I think most of us actually believe, how we going, MA mates? Welcome along. I think it's a healthy discussion to start having. I think that logical thinking people do realise that it's logical to think that we're not the only intelligent beings that exist in this universe, and I think it's something that's worth chatting about. I think it's something that's worth, us all discussing and being more open to the possibility. But when you get more than 2 or 3 people saying the same thing, it's not made up. It's not just coincidence. There's got to be a lot of truth behind it. And there are thousands and thousands of people throughout the decades that have actually have stories that all correlate and all very similar, and it really does say to me and many other people that there's something to this. And this movie I want to talk about today, I just not talk about the movie because I haven't seen it yet. It's called Age of Disclosure. I recommend we all watch it. I think it's on Prime. I think you can stream it on Prime, and I think it is in America. I think there are certain cinemas that you can go and watch it at a cinema. But Age of Disclosure is something that I'll be watching. It's during this documentary movie. It's basically there's about 34 high-level intelligence and government officials that talk about their experiences around what they know. And I think that if we all keep our heads in the sand, we're not going to get to find out. I think more people need to be wanting the truth. We don't want to be living in a world where everyone's, keeping their secrets to themselves. I think the government is being empowered by all of us for a very long time to, lead us with integrity, but there seems to be very little integrity out there with all governments around the world. And I think that we all need to, stop putting our heads in the sand and start asking these questions. I reckon it's worth speaking about. You might be the only person right now, Jesse, that's hanging around, but that's okay. They all come and go. It's something that interests me, right? It's something that interests many other people. I think even out there in my daily work life, there's many other people that I talk to quite openly about the possibility of other life forms being out there, and do they already exist in our planet, and et cetera, et cetera. And I think logic, I said it before, but logic dictates we're one grain of sand in the cosmos. It's so huge, our little bloody brains can't, conceptualize it. And I think if we all think that we're the only people that exist, or the only intelligent beings that exist in the cosmos, we're pretty closed-minded individuals if we think that. I think there's a lot more that we can open ourselves up to. And like I say in all my lives and all my videos when I talk, please, with everything that I say, take what you like, chuck out what you don't like. I mean, we learn and we believe things because we experience personal things, or we agree with what other people have said and we take on other beliefs. But I don't think we should limit ourselves to what can be out there and the possibilities of things that maybe they're not mainstream and maybe they're not spoken about openly, but do they exist, right? Are there other beings out there that exist? I would like to think that there are. I mean, have you seen the Men in Black movie with the where they're in the terminal and all the little creatures are running around and aliens are running around and going to different parts of the universe? I mean, I love that. If extraterrestrials are higher or high advanced beings or spiritual beings, or they have a much better concept of life, they're not here to hurt us, because they're going to be a much higher vibrational being. They're trying to help us to, expand our awareness and learn more about who we are. I mean, let's face it, human beings have very little concept of what we can do. I mean, science says that we only use a very, very small part of our brains, and 90 to 95% of it sits there and it's not active. We're not really using it. What if there are techniques and ways that, can activate these aspects to ourselves that can help us become more expanded beings? I don't know. It's just a thought. In my opinion, nothing's right, nothing's wrong. Everyone has their thoughts. Everyone has beliefs. The only thing that really exists for me are things that I've proven to myself to be true. So, if you haven't proven something to be true for yourself, then you can't really believe it fully. It's like someone tells you, for example, that this particular product is great, but you've never used the product. You can't really go out there and tell everyone else how great the product is when you haven't actually used it for yourself, unless you're blindly trusting the person that's told you in the first place that what they're saying has to be true. But there's a different level of belief when you actually know it for yourself, when you've used that product and it works the way you want it to work. It's the same with belief, right? I mean, basically, you believe something when you've fully proven it to yourself. And I think that is something that we can all agree on. You know, there's different levels of belief that get stronger and stronger and stronger as you prove them to yourself. Now, the American Congress, back on track with what I want to talk about this Arvo, is, and I'm in Melbourne, Australia, for everyone that was unaware. So it is this afternoon, 3:51 in the afternoon. Hello to the couple of guys and girls that are listening. Welcome. So this is just a really open chat about life. And today I thought I wanted to talk about our extraterrestrial friends. Do they exist? Do they not exist? Any comments on that? You got anything to say about that, Jesse? Do you think that extraterrestrials exist? Throw up your answer there if you like. But, you know, like from my perspective, from South Australia. Well, that is a lovely part of Australia. I have some good friends that live over there, and you know, I've been there a few times myself. So excellent stuff, Jesse. And you're a kid. Well, a kid can know stuff just as much as an adult, mate. So that is no drama at all. All right. I am absolutely someone that is just a very broad thinking individual, and I like to think about things that the general person might not necessarily talk about. So, you know, my advice is always to be a very broad thinker and be skeptical, but also be someone that allows possibilities to come in at the same time. But this discussion, I wanted to really chat about that. The movie that's coming out called Age of Disclosure, I highly recommend that everyone watches it. And I highly suggest that, you know, you be very open-minded, listen to the facts. If people in power in the world are talking about all these certain things that exist, and that there are extraterrestrial craft that are locked away in some big vault deep down in the ground in America, and they're saying that it's true, well, I think we shouldn't be putting our heads in the sand. I think we should be G or PG. Yeah, that's it. I think we should be basically open-minded enough to listen to what these people are telling us, and not just turn the other way because we've been told by our peers and so on that anyone that thinks that extraterrestrials are real is nuts. I think intelligent people, many intelligent people, are very strong. Is it G-rated? I'm not sure what the rating is, Jesse. It's called Age of Disclosure. And I think on Prime, you know how you have Netflix and all those stations, you've got, I think it's Prime that it's on, streaming on Prime. You can watch it on that. And I think I don't think it's on the movies, not in Australia at this stage, but you'll be able to stream it. You'll be able to stream it on Prime. So that's the app Prime that you download type thing on your TVs. But yeah, it's basically a movie about the people in power that make all the decisions and make a lot of decisions for all of us in the human race. It's about them starting to come out and start to let us know some of these secrets that they've kept to themselves for a very long time. You know, there's a lot of secrets out there that government keeps from their people, you know, and the reality is that we all pay taxes, and all of our taxes often we don't necessarily know what they use them for. And in America, there's a big discussion around how many trillions of dollars have been funneled into these dark programs to, you know, try and reverse engineer these extraterrestrial craft that they don't tell anyone about that they have ever since Roswell in 1947. You know, the first release was, hey, we've had a down UFO craft. And then the next day, the US military came out and said, no, we haven't. It's a weather balloon. and they started hiding the truth from that point on to the general public. You know, maybe it's not for everyone to talk about, you know, what the government hides from all of us on a regular basis, but, you know, I think we've all got a right to know the truth. And I think that, you know, if this is a truth that the population of the world has had hidden from them for 80 to 90 years or longer, I think we all have a right to know about it. And I think that if we did know about it, I think if they did come out and do full disclosure to the world, I don't think anyone would panic. I think everyone would be pretty cool about it. I think everyone would be pretty excited about it, to think that there's other races of people out there that exist just like us in their own way, maybe with differences, maybe not, but we have multicultural differences across our planet. There's all types of different people, from, you know, Indigenous through to Asian and Greek and Italian and Scandinavian, and, you know, we have all types of people on this planet, and they're all awesome. So, you know, if extraterrestrials exist, I'm happy to invite them in for a cup of coffee, no problem. Have a discussion, find out what makes them tick, find out what excites them about life, because you know what? We're all beings of the universe that exist. We all exist, and we all want to just enjoy our lives. And I don't think anyone should be looking at any more difficulty than that, or more differently than that, should I say. I think we should be very open to the concept that people that don't come from our planet exist. There's a lot of evidence out there. And, you know, it's one of those topics that really intrigue me. You know, I have not met any extraterrestrials myself. I have seen different lights, etc., in the sky that do not make sense at different times. So there is a real curiosity with myself. I love stargazing. It's one of my passions. I think that more people need to get outside and experience life. You know, we all in here on our phones and jumping on the tubes and on the internet and using computers, but I think we need to balance that up with getting out into nature and not forgetting who we actually are. You know, anything that there are a lot of things that go on that, you know, make you think, is that possible? Is that not possible? Well, until someone proves that it's absolutely not real, take it as could be real, right? And beings from other worlds in the universe, they could exist. And I believe they do. I don't know how many there are, but I would hesitate to say there'd be hundreds of different races of beings out there, maybe thousands. I mean, we are one grain of sand. We are one grain. The Earth is one grain of sand in an ocean of sand. That is the universe. And there's probably oceans upon oceans of sand that's out there. The amount, how much we can conceive how big the universe is, it is illogical to believe that other beings from other parts of the galaxy do not exist. And, you know, there's a big part of me that also says a lot of the last, Jesse, mate, you've hung out. I appreciate you, buddy. When, you know, we see all these movies in the last decade or so, where there's a lot more extraterrestrial oriented movies in the last 10 to 20 years, I think it's almost like getting us ready. It's almost desensitizing us from the fact that it could be possible, right? Because the government controls a lot of things that I don't think we understand. And I think we need to be, more of us need to be desensitized when we do find this stuff out, because, you know, they've always said they're always worried about panic within the masses, you know, that people are going to panic if the governments of the world announce that, you know, there are other beings from other parts of the galaxy that they've been in contact with for many decades, and they've kept it a secret from us. There are so many stories about military people having meetings with extraterrestrials and situations that have gone on. No worries, mate, all good. There's so many situations that, or stories that go on about extraterrestrials being real, and that many people in high up positions in the military have told many of these stories. We have to open our minds up to the possibility that it's real. And I think that if you desensitize yourself to that fact, if you're someone that, goes, okay, I accept that it could be real, I think that's the best you can do, unless you get to a point where, all good, mate, unless you get to the point where you actually see a craft, or you see something that doesn't seem right in the sky. And I've seen quite a few lights in the sky, and I do believe that who's ever manning these craft, and when they do strange things, like, okay, I'll talk the other week, I was stargazing and I saw a small light that looked like a satellite moving across the sky, and as I was watching it, it just went 100 times brighter, like a pulsated light, and it kept moving, and then it went back down to its little tiny dot, and then kept traveling across the sky. Mate, 5 subscribers. That's awesome, Jesse. That's better than none. Absolutely better than none. Mate, I've been chatting away and putting videos up myself, mate, for probably 12 months now, maybe over 12 months. I really enjoy just talking about, things that I've learned from different people over the years. I'm up over the 160 subscribers now, so that's pretty exciting. But, when you start out with none, and then you start chatting to people and start going on their pages and engaging and having conversations, and that's all good, mate. I mean, I think when you listen to people like me going live, I think you get more engagement, because I'm really here. I'm not just... There you go, 167. Well, thank you, Jesse. Did you just join up as one of my subscribers? Appreciate you, buddy. I will always talk my truth. One of the things I was taught when I was a young man was that with anything that you do in life, with any people that you listen to or opinions that get thrown out there, take the things that sit well with you, let go of the things that you don't like. So if someone says something that you don't like, you don't have to believe it. You can let it go. You only want to take on things that make you feel good, right? And that's as simple as I can put it. I've always been that type of person. I take the things that make sense. I chuck away the things that I don't like. And I try and treat people the way that I want to be treated. Because what I put out is what comes back to me. And I don't know if you've ever done this, Jesse, but when you talk really nicely to someone, don't you find that they talk really nicely back? But if you get upset or angry with someone, there's a big chance that they can get angry back. It just shows you that what you're putting out is what comes back. And have you played Roadblocks? Oh, a while ago, buddy. Not something I've done for a while, but yes, I know Roadblocks. Don't play it really too much. But it's, you want to understand one thing in life, is that you do have the power to make the decisions for you. You do what you think actually makes the way you think, and what you think makes a huge difference to how your life goes. All right? If you want to have great positive experiences, if you want to meet an alien one day, imagine that you will. Imagine that you'll meet Joe, the alien from Alpha, Beta, wherever, and you shake his hands and have a fizzy drink with him and sit down and talk about what their lives are like. And you know what? Maybe one day you will. So my advice to everyone, just no worries, mate. My advice to everyone is that, be really clear about how you think and how you talk to others, because those type of the way you go about that, and be consciously aware. I suppose that's what I'm trying to say. Be very consciously aware of what you're putting out there. Take ownership of that. You can't just randomly talk badly to someone and think it's okay. It's basically, you're going to find that more people talk to you in that way, and then you don't have great situations going on. If you prefer to have fun, enjoyable interactions with people and learn things in a positive way, then that's how we need to act. We need to act in the way that we want our lives to be. All right? So very, very interesting discussion, guys. Extraterrestrials. Yes, I'm sure I've got brothers and sisters from the stars. I'm a pretty strange cat at the best of the times. But look, we need to be honest. I was talking yesterday in a couple of lives that I did yesterday about being authentic. And I think if you're truthful with yourself, that's the one thing that you need to make sure you do. Be authentic with who you are. Be in here. Know that what you're talking about is you. We're all unique human beings. We all basically have our own thoughts and can have our own thoughts. There's only one rule in life that I go forward with, and that is treat other people the way that you want to be treated. Like, it's not hard, is it? You know, there's no one true belief. There's no one group that's right and everyone else is wrong. Everyone's right. I don't know, Jesse. I'm probably not someone that's going to play Roadblocks too much, mate. But maybe later. All right, maybe later. We just we need to take ownership of how we act. You know, situations will happen, and situations will happen in our lives that aren't good. We'll have situations that can frustrate us, but it's how you act at that time of the situation. It's how you get through that time. It's how you respond and act that matters, because how you respond and act helps to show you how clear and balanced you are within yourself. And if things throw you out of alignment, it's because there's some type of belief in you that you need to let go of. You need to have a better, more positive belief in there that helps you to react and, you know, respond to a situation in a more positive fashion. What are we talking about? Well, Jesse, we're talking about, you know, life. We're talking about the universe. We're talking about, do extraterrestrials really exist? Like I said, The Age of Disclosure is the latest film that's supposed to be the most mind-blowing, honest, truthful information coming out from America, and how the best way to go forward in life to have the best experiences and have the best life. I mean, I'm someone that very much believes that each person is in control of what is going on in their life. So whether you know it or not, you're in control of it. So what you say is what comes back to you. Simple as that. It's not about no imaginary being is making things happen to me. What I think and do is what creates what I want in my own world. So you can't control someone else in the world, but you can certainly take control of yourself. You can empower yourself to be the most positive, happy, joyful person that you could possibly be, you know. And if there's things that you prefer to be doing, if there's things that you love to do, like Roadblocks, Jesse, you go and do them, mate, right? And that's okay. It's finding the passions in life that you have as you go through life. Follow your passion, right? Whatever that passion is, whatever the things are that you want to be doing, the things that interest you, go down that path and continue to follow them, and your life will turn out bloody awesome, right? It's really that simple, guys. But yeah, so, you know, we're chatting about this another way. There's another way to look at things. It's expanding on what you do. It's thinking about things in a broader sense than just accepting what the general persona of everyone out there in life tells you is true. If there's no proof, don't believe it. Be skeptical. Prove things to yourself, you know. Prove things to yourself, you know. Go out there and live your life, but be skeptical, you know. If someone says something and you're not sure whether it's true or it's not true, or especially if someone says something to you that's about it's negative, or they're trying to make you do something through fear. That's what we call a red flag. Shouldn't be doing it. If something makes you feel sick in the stomach that someone says, or you feel uncomfortable, that's your intuition screaming, don't do that. Don't believe what's going on. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Be centered. Believe in who you are. The only person in life that you can 100% trust is you. You came into this world by yourself, and guess what? No one wants to talk about it, but we'll all leave by ourselves too. Live in Tellum Bend. Okay, cool. Don't know where that is, Jesse, because you're a long way away, mate, but that's awesome. Yeah, look, trust who you are. Believe in you. The answers to life are not out there. They're here. A simple technique I was told the other day, or listened to a individual talking about positive affirmations and stuff, is that you put your hands on your heart and you say, I love Craig. Well, me being Craig, obviously you say your own name. But if you do that once in a while when you're not feeling so good, you know, I love Craig, and you're basically filling yourself up with positive feelings about you, because the only person to make your life better is you. So you want to make sure that you feel good about yourself, right? It's pretty much the way I go forward. I've spent my life following a lot of these understandings and just trying to grow and be open to new experiences that come along, but also being skeptical so that you don't get taken advantage of by people that are out for personal gain through control and fear. So if whatever it is doesn't make you feel good, stop doing it. You know, do things that make you feel good. Do things that make you put a smile on your face. Do things that are positive. You know, so many people think that life's supposed to be tough, and you know, yeah, mate, Craig's my name. So many things are supposed to be, you know, people think that they're supposed to go through hardships in life, and that's just what life is. But you can go through and learn your lessons in a positive way. You don't have to go through, hey, man, how you going, mate? Welcome along. I've been chatting for a while, and I've been chatting about today, just thought I'd have a bit of a chat about extraterrestrials, mate. There is a disclosure film, it's called Age of Disclosure, that's been dropped in America. I think you can watch it on Prime, you can stream it on Prime, but it's basically, there's around 34 high-level intelligence people from America, in the military, behind the scenes in the government, that are all talking on this thing called Age of Disclosure. And it's about all of them saying it's time that the American government comes clean about what they have hidden. Do check it out, mate. Do check it out. Age of Disclosure. I haven't watched it yet, but it's from the things online that they're showing, giving you like insider look at a few things. There's a lot of people talking about the reality of what's actually there, and people that are in that position of power. So, yeah, young Jesse's on here, mate, having a chat. He loves roadblocks. Yeah, so it's really, that's a good movie to check out, man. I think that there's actually making comments that this might lead to President Trump coming out and actually admitting the truth about what they've hidden from the general public for 80, 90 years. So I was listening to Ross Coulthard, who's an Australian reporter, on his podcast before, and he was saying that he believes that it will lead to that. There's a lot of talk behind the scenes within a lot of high-ranking officials that are saying it's time to let the people know the truth. I, for one, have believed that we're not alone in the universe for a long time, and I've always thought that, you know, the high-powered governments of the world know more than what they tell us. So be very interesting to see how the world reacts, though, if they do come out and make that completely public to everyone. And let's hope that everyone stays level-headed, you know. Yeah, let's hope everyone stays level-headed, mate, because it's not about sending people into a frenzy. It's about saying, hey, there's more to life than what we know, and let's get excited about learning more about the bloody universe. I mean, I'm excited about it. Shit, if it all turns into the Star Trek or Star Wars, mate, and it's like Men in Black at the little airport there. I said this earlier about all the beings running around and taking their ships and everything everywhere. I think that'd be bloody exciting. I think it'd be very entertaining. So, if that's what's out there and that's what's ahead of us, mate, well, bring it on, I say. Oh, yeah, occasionally I do swear. Jesse, my apologies, mate. Occasionally I do. Just how it is, habits, bad habits. So, yeah, pretty much I've just been chatting about that because it's something that I'm very, very interested in. And I think that, we do live with our heads in the sand as a human race. Okay, cool, Jess, no dramas, mate. But, yeah, swearing's probably not great to be doing it, But, the general populace, I'll be honest, I think there's a lot more people now out there in society that believe in extraterrestrials than what they ever did before. I think the last 10 years, it's a lot more of a general discussion. I mean, I've got friends at work that talk about that with me quite regularly, and different lights in the sky that they see at times that do weird things, and there's discussions about these things all the time. So, little grey men stealing our cattle, exactly. I mean, what the hell are they doing there? They're doing some experiments on that, or they're using it for something. But I don't think. I personally don't think that, and I have no proof of this, that extraterrestrials are bad or evil beings that are going to kill us all. I mean, if they are there, they're higher. They've got more technology and they're more aware of the truth of existence than we are. And I think if they'd wanted to take us out, they would have already done it. So I think if they're here, let's look at it as they're here to teach us. They're here to help us. Maybe they're like our star brothers and sisters. Who's to say? Maybe they bloody put us here tens of thousands of years ago, and we've developed from Neanderthals. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm open to talk to anyone, and about anything, and I'll always be a bit skeptical. But what if we can take the time? That's exactly right, mate. You just want to be open-minded. You just want to be open-minded. You want to be skeptical. You don't want to be a complete, let people roll over you. But I think we want to hold ourselves back from being, like you hear them, we're going to have to defend ourselves. And a lot of these crazy movies where, evil aliens attack and we've got to shoot them down. I mean, that's just bloody Hollywood sending out crazy ideas, mate. I mean, I think extraterrestrials would be the bulk of humanity is pretty good, right? I mean, we don't have people out in the streets going off at each other. You get the odd nutter that, wants to punch up such and such down the pub on a Saturday night, but predominantly people are really good and they want to have a good time and they all get along. So I think we get the same understanding or the same, attitudes from the general extraterrestrial races of the galaxy. Who knows? I haven't met him. I look forward to meeting him though. Quite happy to be at the front of the queue and shake the first hand. We'll see. But I wanted to just put that out there today. Be open-minded. Check out this Age of Disclosure. I think it's going to be a good one. Tell your friends about it. Tell them to watch it. It's not like this is a professional Hollywood director that's put this together. I've forgotten what his name was. I heard him say it on Ross Coulthard's podcast this afternoon. But he is definitely, it definitely is a documentary movie that's worth looking at. And the word is that within the walls of the White House, they are saying that after this has come out and rolled out and everyone's seeing it, that there might be more of a push towards actually coming clean because there's too much information. They need to tell us. I mean, most of us that are into this extraterrestrial UFO side of things and looking at it, we all know they're hiding it. It's only the people that don't look at it out there that might be in the dark a bit because they've been told that it's all hokum and that, and from things that have been told over the years. So they, so that people don't actually look. But I think there's more and more of the general population that are starting to open their minds up to, hey, there's a fair bit of conversation starting to bleed into the general, media and things that go on at different times, and people start to see little bits of this and a bit of that, where in the past, a decade ago, you didn't see anything really on media about extraterrestrials, but now you do hear the odd story where different lights were seen here and this is seen there. And I think, well, the other concept that I could throw out before I finish up today is, I think that it's not probably us as human beings that are going to disclose that extraterrestrials exist. I think that the extraterrestrials themselves will be the ones that will make that decision when they want to step forward and introduce themselves to us. So, I think that that's the big reveal. I think if our human race, if our military thinks that they're in control of this, I think they're probably kidding themselves. If the extraterrestrials have probably allowed them to have a few craft to start to show them and educate them on what's possible to go to another level. But I think that they've been waiting for us as the general populace to be ready and open-minded enough to accept them when they make themselves aware to us. So, that's something else you can all think about. But, hey, guys, I've been yakking away for 40-odd minutes, and I do appreciate you all. And I will definitely talk again. I think I'm going to do lives more over the weekend type periods, though, because there's more people out there to chat to. But mate, you have a good one too. Appreciate you jumping on. Anytime you got questions, just throw them out there. If you got something that comes up that you want to jump on next time on, mate, and ask away. Give me something to talk about. Jesse, appreciate you too, buddy. You take care. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time I do a live. All right, boys. Catch up.